The aim of Surah Baqarah of Al-Quran is to form a new ummah in the religion of Abraham. I say again, to form a new ummah. Ummah means community. In the religion of Abraham. There were old ummah like Jews and Christians. They were different ummahs. Now a new ummah of Prophet Muhammad is created in Surah Baqarah. So while reading Surah Baqarah, one should keep it in his mind that what is the aim of the surah. Then you will understand that talks of the Quran is not disjointed. It is systematically developed. Systematically developed. People often say that Quran say different thing in one surah. No. Every surah is systematically developed. Now I will discuss Surah Baqarah, how it is developed. Surah Baqarah, at first it says that this is the book for the muttaqin. Now this book, here books means a part of the book, up to chapter 9, up to Surah 9. Up to Surah 9. Subsequently I will discuss why it is up to Surah 9. Up to Surah 9 it is Hudal lil Muttaqin, guidance for the guards. Muttaqin actually means guards. In most of the Quran you will find it is translated as God-fearing. This is a deviated translation. God-fearing or pious. These are deviated translation. Actual meaning of Muttaqin, if you read Medina Charter also, you will find Muttaqin means guards, protectors, defenders. So Hudal lil Muttaqin means guidance for the guards. Guard of what? Guard of the ummah. At first God has formed the guards of the ummah. Then there are additional qualities of the guards. They are not paid army. They guard because they pray, because they pay zakat, because they believe in all books. Now, once you have identified own force, that is guard, now you are to identify the enemies. In military operation you will find first enemy is discussed. Enemy poised to attack is concentrated in general area. This formation of the enemy is this: 3 battalion, 1 armored regiment, 1 artillery regiment supported by air force, like this. Then own force is discussed. Here it is other way around. First Allah has discussed own force, that is guards. Then Allah has discussed enemies. Enemies are identified as idolaters and hypocrites, munafiqs. If you read the Quran, then you will find after guards, hypocrites and idolaters are discussed. Here one thing to be noted, that people of the book are not identified as enemies. Their policy is given in next surah, Surah Imran. In Surah Baqarah, enemies are identified as idolaters and hypocrites. And idolaters of not the whole world. Idolaters of the area around, mother of the cities and people are around her. Babylon and people around her. Means Morocco to Himalaya. In this area, idolaters are identified as enemies. Subsequently, you will find in chapter 9, final chapter of this part, war is declared against them, against the idolater. And people of the book are ordered to be subdued, and they have to pay the taxes. Now I will not go to chapter 9. Now remain in chapter 2, Surah Baqarah. Now, own force, guards, muttaqin. Enemy, idolaters and hypocrites. Then God's Quran is saying, Why you are to obey this book? It says it is a divine book. What is the proof? There is a scientific proof. God has made the your sky as roof. We now know that atmospheric layers and magnetosphere work as roof of the earth, and He has made the land, your bed, the land of subsoil crust is like the bread. Now scientific proof. At the same time, there is a challenge. If you do not believe that it is a divine book, then make a surah like thereunto. You can. It is challenged that humans cannot make surah like this, where there is no contradiction. Now, then it is proven that it is a divine book. Okay, it is divine book. Why should I follow the order of Allah? There are tigers, there are camels, they do not follow like this, they are not given the book. Then Allah says that Adam, just after creating Adam, he was taught several names and Adam could learn. So Allah is saying that humans are learning creature and they are created as the vicegerents of God. Therefore, vicegerents of God and learning creatures, so they are to learn, so they are to obey the book. So far we have found out from the Quran, first Allah is saying, detailing God, then identifying the enemies, then proving that this is the divine book, then saying that you are my vicegerent, you are a learning creature, you are to learn and obey my command. Then it is saying there is a paradise. Now by this, the segment 1 of this Surah Baqarah is complete. Then you will find Allah is talking about Jews. Lot of discussion about their disobediences. Why? God is talking about the disobediences of the Jews. Because you have to remember what is the aim of the Surah. Aim was to form a new ummah. To form a new ummah, you have to discuss the disobediences of the Jews. Finally, Allah said, after discussing a lot, God has not discussed the disobedience of Indians or Russians or Chinese. Only disobedience of Jews. Why? Because the new ummah will be formed in the religion of Abraham. And religion of Abraham was already existing in the Jews. So followers of Prophet Muhammad had to be extricated from them. So they are thoroughly discussed. Their weaknesses, their disobediences are thoroughly discussed. Finally Allah said, these are people like rock. They will not listen to you. So turn your face towards Kaaba. Initially, people of Muslims of Medina used to pray facing Jerusalem, like the Jews. Now Allah says they are people like rock, they will not listen to you. Turn your face towards Kaaba. So people of Medina turn their face from north to south towards Makkah. Then Allah said, thus you are a new ummah. So ummah is formed. Subsequently you will find laws after laws are coming. There are 25 or 26 laws. Laws about the bribing, laws about murdering, laws about marriage, laws about divorce. All these basic laws are given. There are about 20 to 25 laws. So this is forming a ummah, and ummah needs a constitution. It is actually Surah Baqarah is the constitution of the ummah. So by giving the laws, the ummah is properly constructed. Now all the laws has gone. After you will find all the laws, laws of murder, everything, laws of theft, everything is there just after forming the ummah. After forming the ummah, then God has talked about leadership. Ummah leads the leadership. So leadership is discussed by the example of Talut. that he gave an order that don't drink water. It is a order that not viable order. Why people will not drink water? But he has given. He is a leader. Allah says people should have obeyed his order, but they disobeyed. So by this story, Allah has said that Allah wanted to mean that you follow the order of the leader. Leader means leader of the Ummah. Throughout the Muslim world, in the whole Muslim world, there should be one leader, that is Caliph. Or in the concept of Shia, highest Islamic leadership, highest Imam. Or Khalif, the same thing. There should be one Khalif. Khalif does not run the government. There may be one government may be run by kings, another may be run by Amir, another may be democratic. There may be 55 countries with 55 type of government. People, they may be elected or traditional. So Khalif does not run the government. Khalif is the head of the Ummah. This head of the Ummah, he has got a channel of command through the mosque. Village mosque is the mosque of the grassroots. Then through the mosque at different level, the caliphate is established. Highest mosque is the mosque of Medina or mosque of Kufa, from where Caliph command through the mosque. And Caliph collects the zakat through the mosque, expend it through the mosque. And Caliph has a special force. They are called muttaqin. Like Ottomans had. Turkey had their national army. At the same time, they had Janissary. Once Janissary was destroyed, Caliphate was destroyed. Now in Iran, highest Islamic, highest Imam Iran has a national army. At the same time, highest Imam Khamenei, he has a personal army, that is IRGC. They are fighting in different countries. So Caliph collects zakat and he has a force, defensive force, to defend Islamic world. And he gives some guidance to the governments. Governments may be different type. Now, leadership, caliphate is discussed. Only it said it is obey him. Then Ayatul Kursi. Why Ayatul Kursi? After saying follow the leadership, then policy to select the leadership should have been given. But Muslim world is very big. Here one unified leader cannot be selected by human beings. We cannot select a caliph or highest imam. Arab will not obey Persian, Persian will not obey Arab, or Arab, Turkey will not obey Persian, like this. Black will not obey white, like this. So, policies, he should be halal bayt, but again then, there are many halal bayt. Then what is to be done? Allah said, don't bother. By Ayatul Kursi, Allah has meant that He will select leader, Caliph or highest Imam. We have to know him and follow him. That is our duty. Finally, Allah has praised Allah has praised the Sahaba and concluded. I show in short, I show the surah in short. Now, once you will read, you will understand that how the surah has systematically developed. And you will find Surah Baqarah, boring surah, very interesting. Very interesting. If you understand and read, you will find how Allah has formed the muttaqin, how enemy is identified, how the humans are declared as his vicegerent and learning creature, how the challenge is given and the Quran is proved as divine book, how the Jews are discussed and thoroughly brought out from the influence of Jewish people. Thorough discussion was needed because you see Christians, they follow the Jewish people because they know that Jesus is from the Jewish people. So we also would say that Muhammad, he is from Ismail, but Allah has deliberately brought it out by deliberate discussion against the Jews. Then Allah declared that you are a new ummah. After forming ummah, laws are given, all effective laws, very good laws. It's the guidance to form the laws. Then obey leadership. Then the policy of selecting leadership. Don't fight for selecting leadership. Fighting brings fight and fight. Hazrat Ali was fighting with Muawiyah. Then the Arabs fought against Turkish. Umayyads fought against Abbasids. Establishing Khilafat brings fight. So Allah said, Ayatul Kursi, I will select the Ummah. After Ayatul Kursi, Allah only said that you don't follow Tagut. If you don't follow Tagut, Allah will establish the Caliphate. Finally, the Sahabas are praised. Now I show you the Surah Baqarah in short, just one scan of 3 minutes, and you will understand how the surah systematically developed. This is my tafsir available in internet. Al-Quran, the Scientific Tafsir of Zakaria Kamal. You just write the Scientific Tafsir of Zakaria Kamal or Scientific Tafsir in the Google, and gives, if you in Google you just like Scientific Tafsir, SCIENTIFIC, then Tafsir, TAFSIR, not double R, SIR. Now search, then Scientific Tafsir is Scientific Tafsir of Zakaria Kamal, Scientific Tafsir of the Quran. You just click here, my website comes. Now click here for part 1. Just click here. Now this is part 1 of my tafsir. It is downloading. Yes. Then there is Surah Baqarah. Where is Surah Baqarah? From here you go to Surah Fatiha. After Surah Fatiha there is just 1 minute. Now you see this is Surah Baqarah. In Surah Baqarah I have written just aim to form a new ummah in the religion of Abraham. This aim is very important. You have to remember all the time. This is the aim of the surah. Then I have divided it in segment 1, segment 2. There are 5 segments. Then first segment is about guards. Allah has detailed guards and their enemies, munafiqs and their adversaries. Divinity of the Quran. Then causes of forming a new ummah. Discussion against the Jews. Then a new ummah created. How? By turning the Muslims towards Kaaba. Then laws and rituals of the ummah are given. Laws of halal food, haram food, murder, bequest, fasting, new moon, jihad, hajj. All these laws are given. After giving the laws, then leadership is discussed, and finally surah ends. I have given segment headings. This is segment heading. Segment 1, the guards. Then there are sections, symbol of the chapter. Section 2, book and the guards. Then section 3, adversaries of the guards. Like this heading will direct your thought towards understanding the overall surah, the surah as a whole. This much, try it in my line, you will understand that every surah is developed in the Quran systematically. There is no disjointed talk. Those who said that Quran discuss many things from different side, coming from different side, they are wrong. If somebody is talking disjointedly, we think him mad. Allah is not mad. Every surah is systematically developed. You will understand it if you read Scientific Tafsir, my tafsir, and I will discuss subsequently. Allah Hafiz, this much.